In a summer that rocked the NHL, the Edmonton Oilers faced an unexpected blow when the St. Louis Blues signed two of their top prospects, Dylan Holloway and Philip Broberg, to offer sheets. It was an unprecedented move. Two young, talented players, both key contributors during Edmonton's run to the Stanley Cup Final just months earlier, were suddenly on their way out or returning with significantly higher cap hits. The shockwaves reverberated across the league, and for Oilers fans, it raised questions about what went wrong. It wasn't just the offer sheets themselves that stunned the hockey world. It was the fact that St. Louis, a team already with a few established stars, took a bold swing at two promising players who had yet to reach their full potential. As Oilers winger Zach Hyman noted, the move was a great strategy by St. Louis, targeting a team vulnerable against the cap right after a deep playoff run. Both Broberg and Holloway were integral to Edmonton's success in the postseason, and their departure left the Oilers scrambling to adjust. When the Oilers chose not to match the offers, a cap hit of $4.58 million for Broberg and $2.29 million for Holloway, it was a tough pill to swallow. Despite the high potential these players showed, Edmonton simply couldn't make the financials work. As Oilers GM Stan Bowman explained, no team could just sit on $6.5 million in cap space, especially when the team was already tight against the ceiling. The summer departures were particularly frustrating because both Broberg and Holloway had started to show their true value in the postseason. Broberg, initially pegged as a seventh defenseman, had grown into a reliable contributor alongside Darnell Nurse in the Stanley Cup Final. Holloway, likewise, had found a significant role on the second line with Leon Draisaitl, contributing 5 goals and 7 points across 25 playoff games. For both players, their paths in Edmonton were filled with injuries and developmental setbacks. Broberg, after a few years split between the NHL and AHL, was still fighting for a clear role, while Holloway struggled to find consistency due to a series of injuries, including a broken kneecap. By the time the Oilers made their Stanley Cup run, both had become vital pieces. Yet the team's financial constraints ultimately meant their futures didn't lie in Edmonton. Fast forward to the present day, and it's clear that St. Louis got exactly what they were hoping for with both players. Broberg, who was initially viewed as a future top 4 defenseman, has exceeded expectations. He's been a strong presence on the Blues' blue line, averaging nearly 20 minutes of ice time per game. His ability to skate and contribute offensively has been key, and with 2 goals and 8 assists already this season, he's proving to be a valuable asset. The Blues are getting more out of Broberg than Edmonton could have offered, given their depth and cap situation. Similarly, Holloway, who was less of a focal point initially, has made significant strides with his new team. His speed has been a breath of fresh air for a Blues squad that has been criticized for lacking pace. With 8 goals and 15 points in 25 games, Holloway has been a standout and has found versatility playing on all of the Blues' top 3 lines. His role in St. Louis has allowed him to blossom in ways that might not have happened with the Oilers, where the competition for ice time was fierce. For the Oilers, the loss of these 2 players remains a bitter disappointment. The team had high hopes for Broberg and Holloway as key contributors for years to come. Yet the cap crunch and the team's drive for immediate success left little room for these young talents to flourish in Edmonton. In their place, the Oilers have turned to lower-cost replacements like Ty Emberson and Vasily Podkolzin, who have had mixed results. While both have settled in after rough starts, it's clear they haven't yet matched the potential Broberg and Holloway showed. In retrospect, it's easy to see that the Oilers' decision not to match the offer sheets may have cost them in the short term, but the cap constraints they faced were undeniable. The Blues, on the other hand, capitalized on the opportunity and have not only added 2 high-potential players to their roster, but also gained an edge in the ongoing rivalry with the Oilers. Holloway and Broberg, now labeled as the offer sheet boys, are already becoming key players in St. Louis and could very well form the backbone of the team's future. Ultimately, this saga serves as a reminder of the delicate balancing act that teams face between cap space, development, and the pursuit of a championship. The Oilers, despite the sting of losing these 2, are still in the hunt, and players like Emberson and Podkolzin might yet prove that they can fill the void left behind. But for now, Broberg and Holloway's success in St. Louis is a painful reminder of what could have been for Edmonton. Stay subscribed for more videos.